This video is about Lesson 19 in our Ready book, adding and subtracting fractions. I'm going to start off with a number line that's been labeled from 0 to 1 whole to 2 wholes. And I went ahead and labeled the fourths because I counted that there were 4 spaces and 4 more spaces, which labeling this makes it easier to answer these questions. Which point is at 1/4? Okay, that would be point A. Which point is at 7/4? That would be D. And which point is at 5/4? That would be C. Now I'm going to look at this blank number line and think about how it can help me use addition, 2/4 plus 1/4, addition of fractions. Now I notice there's nothing labeled on here, so I'm going to start off and I'm going to put my 0 and my 1. And then I'm going to say, all right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So I can label those 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and this would be 4/4. Now, I can model 2/4 would go to there, and then I would add another 1/4. Now that ends me off at 3/4, and so that is my sum. But I also could just look, without having a model, I could just use this problem, and I would know that 2/4 plus 1/4, I would add the numerators, but I would not add the denominators. I would leave them the same because my number of parts does not change. Now I'm going to show a problem, again with a blank number line, but this time subtracting fractions. 4/5 minus 2/5. Again, I'm going to start with 0 and 1 whole. And I see that there's 5 equal parts. So I'll label those. And I'll model 4/5. But since I'm subtracting, I'll take away 2/5. Now that backs me down to right here, and that will be my difference, my answer, 2/5. I also could solve this without a model just by subtracting my numerators. 4 minus 2 is 2. Denominator stays the same again because my number of equal parts doesn't change. Now I'd like to show a problem where instead of using a number line, I'll use a circle model. And I will show addition of fractions, 1/8 plus 2/8. Now before I even show this, I'm going to remember, I don't have to have a model. I could just add 1 plus 2 is 3. 8 stays the same. I remember to keep my denominators the same because there's 8 parts in all. That doesn't change. There's 1/8, and now there's 2/8, and together that equals 3/8. Okay, I'm going to show one more model. This time it's a rectangular model, not a number line, not a circle model. And this time it's subtraction. So 6/10 minus 2/10. I know 6 minus 2 will give me 4. So my answer should be 4/10. Now let's model that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to grab another color and mark out 2 of those. Now that leaves me with 4/10 left. One last problem I'd like to show is sometimes we're asked to add 3 fractions. And this problem says, think about how you add 3 whole numbers. You start by adding 2 of the numbers, and then you add the third number to that sum. You add 3 fractions the same way. Use the number line and area model below to show 1/10 plus 3/10 plus 4/10. So I'll start off with a number line. You can see I've labeled it into tenths all the way down. This is my 0 mark, this is my half mark, and this is my 1 whole mark. Okay, now I'm going to shade 1/10. Then I'm going to shade 3/10. And then I'm going to shade 4/10. Now I've made it up to 8/10, so that should be my answer, but let's go try it up here. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8/10. And then one more way I'd like to show you is using a model instead of a number line. And I'll shade in my 1/10, 3 more, and then 4 more. And again, I end off on 8/10.